Hey, it's Brian Watts here with another episode of Random Thoughts with B Watts. Um, a lot of controversy going on now in the news, and very sad time for a lot of people. Um, One of the biggest things in the news right now is the R. Kelly case, and then there's been allegations again with Michael Jackson, and of course. Those two men being under fire brings back up all of the dealings with Bill Cosby. And I've been posting on Facebook and saying a lot of things that have angered a lot of people. And some people agree. But what I want to say is that there are many issues with what's going on with these guys. I understand that the molestation, rape, pedophilia, all of these are serious crimes. And let me state for the record that I do not condone any of those activities. Okay? If these men have committed these activities or been involved in any way, they are wrong and they deserve to pay. That, however, does not discount the fact that there are other issues at play. One of the other issues is that you can be convicted by general or public opinion and things be taken away from you before you even go to trial. Bill Cosby was a full-fledged criminal before he even stood trial. Schools were turning things down from him. People took his shows off of television. He was guilty way before he went to trial. Michael Jackson, who was exonerated twice, acquitted, whatever the term is for what happened, he won both cases and was cleared from an FBI investigation. Yet there are two people who are saying now that he molested them, and he's been dead over 10 years. No court case, of course, because he's not here. But his music is being pulled off of radio stations. The Simpsons will no longer ever show that show that he was on, the one where he did the voice for a character. It's crazy that before you're proven guilty, you're guilty already. And that's a problem. A lot of people can't see that as an issue, and they think that when you say something about these other issues that you're defending the crime. It has nothing to do with defending the crime. We're saying that there are certain things that are supposed to take place, and if you're a black person who's fighting for rights, you can't, just because you want vindication or you want justice, skip past these rights that all of us are supposed to have. You're still taking away rights from us, and I mean that's a problem. The other issue that I have personally is I've seen a lot of young people who are very talented get swept up in Hollywood or just by our entertainment industry. And it's amazing because those in the powers that be will come get a young, poor black child who is very talented and will put them on stage, put them on a big playing field so that the world can see them, make them rich. And if they have problems like drug use or being a womanizer or being anything that's perverted or bad or negative, these people will help them with that. And not help them like help them get over it. They will help them feed their desire just to keep them going. And after they finish with them, they will throw them away. And that's another issue that I've spoken about before that is happening in our community, and some people refuse to see it. They refuse to see that even though R. Kelly might be guilty of what he did, he's still a victim of this larger scale problem. It doesn't mean he's not guilty. It doesn't mean he shouldn't do his time. But if you look at the root of things, from what I hear, he was abused as a child himself. There are cycles that this thing goes through. And there are ways that these people are made into the people they are. They don't just start doing these crimes for no reason. Also, R. Kelly has been known to be messing with young girls for the last 20 plus years. What were we waiting for? Why all of a sudden, because some people wanted to start a mute R. Kelly um, rally, that all of a sudden now he's this big guilty criminal? Maybe if we had helped him when he married Aaliyah years ago, maybe he wouldn't be as bad off as he is now. But as a society, and all of us included, we kept stepping in the name of love and not even dealing with the fact that we knew he was doing things that were antisocial behavior. So, I mean, we all kind of take a little bit of blame in that. It's amazing what's going on now and how everything that's happening is still taking away rights from the minorities. And we need to stand up against that. We don't need to let this keep happening to us and keep happening to our people. I'm not saying we need to let our people go free when they do something wrong. I'm saying that we need to change the system. I'm saying that we need to educate ourselves and realize that just because a friend of ours has been molested or raped or any of these things that happened from these three men, or may have allegedly happened from these three men, that we're so mad about that we don't look at the rest of the things that's happening. This is an extremely racist place that we live in, and the deal or the goal for those people is to eliminate us, or to at least use us up until they're done and then toss us away. And even some of our own people are jumping on the bandwagon to help do that. So let's look at the full issue. You know, just because you give somebody bail money to get out of jail before their trial doesn't mean you don't believe they're guilty. Maybe you're their friend. Maybe you love them. Maybe you want to see them free for the last few times you're going to see them free, because you know they're going to go away. There are relationships to these people. There are people who are related to them. There are people who love them. There are people who want the best for them even though they know they're guilty. So let's stop just pushing for everybody to hate everybody who commits a crime. Because believe me, if we stop listening to the music of all the criminals, and we stop watching the TV shows, or we take off the shows of everybody who has done something wrong, there'll be nothing left. Real talk. Have a great night.